What's up, guys? Steve, North Country Forge. Today we're going to do a little hook that a beginner can pull off. Just a nice little decorative hook. Pretty simple. There's a lot of your basic fundamentals, so if you're a beginner smith and you're looking for a little hook to do, you should be able to pull this one off pretty easy. We'll give you some step-by-step instructions and we'll go from there. So let's smash some freaking metal. Alright guys, starting out with a piece of 3/8 square bar. This one's 19 inches long. You should be able to get away with using a foot at the least. If you don't have any square bar, make some square bar. Whatever you need to do. So I'm going to get this in the fire and we're going to come back out, and I've got a 2-inch mark and a 3-inch mark. So when we come back out, we're going to make a set down at our 2-inch mark, and we're going to draw it out to 3 inches. So let's get her in the fire. Okay guys, come out. You can either make a 2-inch mark, either make a 2-inch center punch mark or mark your anvil. Alright guys, find your center punch mark if you put one in, or if you made a line. So whichever, find your mark, set to your line. You're going to make a set down, half on, half off. This is what we're going for. Now that we've got it set down there, we're going to draw this out the rest of the way. Make sure you keep your piece clean. So now, we're just going to flatten this out. Straight, tidy it up. You want to bring it down all the way as deep as your set down is. So continue to straight flatten this out until you get it down to the right thickness. Straighten up your edges. Roughly what we're looking for. Now continue to draw it out until you get close to your 3-inch mark. You come back, push your edges back in, because every time you flatten it, it squats it out. Now I'm close to my 3-inch mark. I'm going to leave it at that. You don't want it to get too thin. My set down is just about half of the parent bar, which is 3/8. So you want to make sure that you're not letting this get too thin. So I'm close to 3 inches, that's where I'm going to leave it. When we come back, we're going to cut this off with a hot cut. Now to cut this off, from the bottom of your set down, 2.5 inches. Make a little center punch mark. Right at 2.5 inches. When we come back out, you're set down, face that down, find your mark, and we're going to drive straight down and cut it off. I know what you're going to say, this isn't how you're supposed to cut with a hot cut. For this hook, that's what we're doing. Don't start hitting, don't cut it all the way off or you'll damage your hot cut. You can just start to see the line where it's going to come through. So now we're going to take a pair of tongs and break that off. This leaves you with this little chamfered edge. I like having that there. You don't have to do it that way, but that's the way I do it. So that's the way I'm showing you. When we come back out, we can actually do it right now. We'll mark it with a center punch. I set down about a 1/2 inch or so from the end because we're going to have a 90-degree bend in here. So I made one mark and then down about a 1/2 inch up or so from the bottom, make another mark. Your guidelines for when we come out and punch. If you're a beginner, don't let your punches or chisels get like this. I need to dress this and we'll throw shrapnel. So don't do what I'm doing because I'm going to use it right now. Now we'll do this nice and slow for those that have never punched a hole before. Find your mark. Light tap just to make sure you got it even. A little bit bigger one. Same on the other end. Light tap. Make sure it's where you want it. Give it another one. Make sure you're keeping your punch cool. Don't worry about how fast you can punch a hole. Worry about your accuracy. Hit. Pull. Hit. Pull it off. You can feel it hitch it. You can feel it bottom out at the anvil. Now you'll have this little ring. So we're going to do the other hole next. Okay. Find your other mark. Hit. Pull it off. Hit. Pull it off. There. I felt I hit the anvil. So. And I have these two little shadow marks on the back side. So don't heat it up again. Just find your shadow mark. Hit. Pull it off. And feel you hit the bottom of the anvil. It's starting to move your plug down. There. Find your other shadow. Pull it. Pull it. There. That's the back side, and there's the front side. You're pushing your plugs out. Make sure I'm in the shot. So you're pushing your plugs out. So now, if you have a sacrificial piece of metal or something you can punch through, pinch a hole where I have a railroad track plate. I put a shank on for the hardy hole, and these just keep it from sliding around. A couple holes drilled in it for knocking the plugs out. Now, line it up on the hole, smack it. You can feel when the plug pops. Find your other one, line it up over your hole, give it a smack. There. So now both our holes are out. The nice thing when you're punching is it swells the sides out. It gives it a nice look. So I'll just put a little heat on it. We're going to tidy it up. Clean your scale off. Very lightly, just straighten it up. Now, when we come back out, we're going to be working on the other end. But before we do that, you need your center punch. And a ruler. From your set down, or not from your set down, from the back side. Find 3 inches, 3 1/4 inches, somewhere around in there. Make a center punch mark. That's going to show, that's our mark for our 90-degree bend. I'm actually going to go about 3 1/4 inches. So my 3 1/4 inch mark is where the 90-degree bend will be. So now from that mark, mark out 5 inches. Your 5 inches is going to be where you start. It's going to be the end of your, or your start of your taper. So from that 5-inch mark, mark out 2 inches. Make a mark. That's the point. The end, we're going to cut this off now on the hot cut. That's the start of your taper. The end of your taper, whatever you want to call it. And your 5-inch mark, and then you're 2 inches past that. That's where you're going to cut it off. Don't cut it all the way through. About like that. Another pair of tongs, twist it off. Just gonna leave you a little end like that. Get your scale cleaned off as best you can. Find my 5-inch mark, Clean your scale off. I tidy it up to get the hammer marks out. We're going to continue on with the taper. We got a nice slender taper. Almost there, you can see it's a nice long taper. I'm gonna make this point just a little bit finer. Carefully you don't burn it off. Get it all tidied up, straighten her up. This is what you're looking for a taper. So when we come back, we'll be at the other end. We're going to make our 90-degree bend. Brush your scale off. Find your 3 1/4 inch mark. Start to bend it over. You're set down, facing down. Be careful not to mess up your set down. Real easy to squash it. If we straighten up this, that's what we have so far. I'm going to get a little more heat, and we're going to work these corners. Now I'm using half face blows, and I'm working just this corner. Flip it over, and I'm going to do the same on this side. As you see, it's starting to pinch that together just a little bit. Try and get it even. Everything straightened up. Here's the back side of that corner. It just tapers in just a little bit there. Now when we come back, we're going to be working on the taper. We're going to scroll the taper. Clean scale off your taper. Now, this end facing up, just going to start scrolling. They're just glancing blows. And you need a little more heat. Now I'm going to flip it up this way. Just a few glancing blows this way. Starting to curl down in. A little more heat, and I'm going to try and pull it just a little bit more. If you're not comfortable with this, you can do it with a pair of scrolling tongs. Take some needle nose, round the ends off of the needle nose. Take a set of welding whelpers and just round them up. Those work well too. Everything back in line. There's rolling tongs. That's what we're going for. Just a nice little scroll. Clean it all up nice. When we come back, we'll be at the vise. We're going to put a twist in it. Lock it in the vise just past your 90-degree bend. And I find about the halfway mark, and then we're just going to give it a nice. Go full 360 degrees. Get back to your starting point. Now you can do whatever twist you want in these. I happen to be a fan of reverse twists, so that's what I'm doing. I cooled it down to the end, to where the scroll, or where the twist starts or stops. Pull it down there. I lock it down to about where the, make sure you get it good and tight, otherwise it'll spin on you. Now I'm doing full 360 degrees the opposite direction. Make sure you get it even with your back side. Now you want to take a look at it. See, I'm off just a little bit. I'm going to have to bring it back. A little more heat on it and straighten it back up. I lock it in. Just give it a slight little bend to where it looks like it's almost straight. I'll have a little cleanup to do on the back side here. That looks a little bit better. Figure out where this needs to be straightened. It's better there. I think we will go with that. soft-faced hammer. We're going to start towards the back. We're going to slightly bend this. Slight bend like that. Then we're going to heat it back up. We're going to come out and we're going to cool off your scroll. And then we're going to give it a little bit more bend at the end. Clench your scroll so you don't squash it. We'll give it just a little bit of a tap just to drop it ever so slightly. Now, it's kind of gone a little cattywampus on us, so we'll come over. Couple smacks, straighten it right back out. And there we go. So if you have a touch mark, that's our next step. We're gonna put my touch mark on it. So we'll see you back at the anvil. Just like that. Tight. Okay, got it? Alright, good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Alright, there we have it. I'm going to clean it up and I'll be right back. Alright guys, that's the finished hook. Like I said, it's a good one for a beginner. It's got a lot of fundamentals in it and you should be able to pull it off. It's not that hard. You might look at it and be like, wow, it's kind of complicated looking. It's not that hard. Any beginner should do it. So I hope you liked the video. Like, subscribe, share. I'm coming up about 25 more subs and I'll be at 250 and we're going to talk about 250 sub giveaway. So stay tuned for that. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you make it. Get out there, swing that hammer, smash some freaking metal. Later.